Tape-based camcorders like the Mini DV or the HDV camcorders, they're very affordable and they store their video very efficiently. The downside is when you capture their video, you have to capture it in real time. That means that if you have a 30-minute video segment, you have to play it and then record it to your computer, and it takes 30 minutes to do it. Fortunately, Vegas has a batch capture tool that allows you to capture your video without actually having to sit at your desk and manage it the whole time, and I'll show you where that is. To launch our Capture workspace, we will click on the Capture Video button here at the top of the Project Media panel. We have a Mini DV camcorder right now connected by FireWire. That is the IEEE 1394 connection. And we click OK with DV. That's our Mini DV camcorder. And rather than capture in this capture space, and we can go ahead and name our tape Beach again, that's fine. Rather than capture in our capture space, we're going to go to the Advanced Capture tab. Here on Advanced Capture, we can set up our device for batch capture. Now, batch capture essentially means that we set up start points and end points, and then we walk away and let the computer do the capture for us. Now, you can set up multiple start points and end points along the way, and you can essentially set up an entire tape to record and then go away, have lunch, have a cup of coffee or something, and the computer will go ahead and do the batch capture for you. I'll show you how that works. Let's go ahead and queue up our camcorder to the place where we'd like our capture to begin. Rewind the tape a bit here. And this is fine right here. This is where we're going to begin our batch capture. Now, to do that, I set up my preset points. Here's where I'd like my capture to begin. So I click on this Mark In flag here. And as you can see, it will set the camcorder up for this point. We're 9 seconds and 15 frames into the tape. And now I set up an endpoint. I'm just going to use the shuttle here to fast forward to an endpoint. Right here's a good endpoint. And normally you wouldn't just do such a brief capture, but just to demonstrate, we're going to do that. And we select timecode out. Now, if you're just doing one batch capture, one segment, this is all you need to do, but you can do multiple segments and you can log them in by clicking on the Log In Out button. And when I click on that, this batch capture segment is now recorded here in my batch capture log. I can set up another one. I'm going to fast forward a bit for another cue point. There's a good cue point. We'll set up our start and fast forward to an end point. Right here. Now again, you're not going to do such short segments, but we'll click on our endpoint. It shows us we now have an 18 and 22 frame long capture point set up. Normally you would set this up for like a large segment of a tape. You could take a 1-hour tape and maybe batch capture the first 15 minutes, skip a little section in the middle because, I don't know, your camcorder was running and there was nothing special on there. Then maybe set up another batch capture point later on. We'll log this in, and now we have, and you can have multiple points on here where you're setting up beginning and end points. Then it's as simple as clicking the Capture In Out button. And once we do, the camcorder will automatically rewind to the point of our very first batch capture in point, and it will record that section, breaking its scenes, of course, and then it will jump ahead to the next endpoint, and it will batch capture record that. And as you can see, you will have controls on here for stopping the batch capture if you decide to, or even skipping one scene in your batch capture if you'd like. So let's go ahead and click it, and we'll see what happens. It's queuing up here to the beginning of the tape. And you can see that by canceling, I just stopped the batch capture at this point, and it recorded just a small section here. You can see it down in the batch capture log. But like I say, it would go on and record just as much of a batch capture as you've set in and out points for. And you can, again, have multiples set up on your tape, and you just walk away, and when you come back, your tape is captured. There is a similar batch capture control in your HDV camcorder capture workspace. So let's close this. I don't have an HDV camcorder connected to my computer at this time, but at least you can see the workspace. Go to the same tool here, the Capture Video tool. And this time we select the option for HDV or SDI. And it's a very similar capture space. Our batch capture controls are over here on the right. We simply would queue up our camcorder to a particular spot on the tape, click the in point, then queue it up for an end point, and click the out point here. And then it's as simple as just clicking the batch capture button right here go have lunch, and let the program do the capture for you. With batch capture, you're freed of having to sit at your desk and to micromanage your real-time capture. You set the parameters, and then you let the program do the capture while you go out and grab a cup of coffee or something. It's a very nice way for you to benefit from the advantages of tape-based capture, but without the liabilities of having to sit and watch it happen.